The Shut Your Mouth Lounge, episode number. Oh boy, did we say that at some point?
Yes, I just said it. 329.
Oh no. I had zoned out. I saw Grimmer saying something about some bullshit.
Oh no!
So there you go. That's the episode number. It's whatever he just said. So yeah, it's just Shut Your Mouth Lounge. So, Bank.
Yeah.
The YouTube.
The YouTube, I'm going to play it safe and say I have nothing coming out on my YouTube because I've not been able to get any of my work done on that side of the life, we'll say.
It seems like it's hitting you hard lately.
It has. Like the one free day I had this week, the power actually went out, so I drove off to my parents' house where they actually had power, and I didn't pack up my computer or anything for that, so I couldn't do any work over there. But yeah, like the one day I had like the whole day to myself. It's like, okay, and the power goes out. And that was actually the day I think that you and Mike started playing Warhammer, because I saw you guys in the voice chat. And I was like, I should join in on that, except it's raining and it's storming really hard, and I feel like the power is going to go out. And it did, in fact, go out. So that was my sob story of the week.
Is someone at least paying you for all this time that's being taken out of your week?
No, of course not.
Motherfuckers. Addy?
Me.
How the fuck did you get here?
Teleportation.
Oh, that'll do it. Nonetheless, do you still have a YouTube channel?
Yes. So, nothing's coming out this week, but next week. Well, no, actually, I'm wrong because Kingdom Hearts is coming out, but Kingdom Hearts has become a universal constant. I don't think about it anymore.
Death, taxes, and Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Nomura will bring me back to life once I'm dead, just to make sure that I can see Kingdom Hearts 4. He will resuscitate me.
It's gonna be that long. You're gonna die of old age, and ancient 103-year-old Addy is finally, the cane's gonna finally get out underneath you, and you'll fall over, and your hips will explode through your brain. But then Nomura will just show up over your corpse and just pick up his magic hands and cast Kiraga.
I'm imagining like he just steps through one of those fucking darkness portals. He's wearing the fucking Organization 13 coat. Because why wouldn't he?
Yeah. I'm just like this, y'all.
But yeah, so next week, I will be doing a one-off. I will be doing an arcade run of King of Fighters Maximum Impact.
Woo!
Whatchamacallit? I think that's
okay. Have we ever showed any of the Maximum Impact designs to Pink?
Not only have we never shown any of the Maximum Impact designs to Pink, I have. So I have 1, 2, and Regulation Alpha. Regulation Alpha, like I don't.
What?
know. Yeah, there's a third Maximum Impact. It's Japan only, and.
Really?
Yes, and there's characters in it that you need to see. We need to record it sometime. I don't know how. Like, here's the thing: it doesn't have an arcade mode. It was made for online play.
Oh.
It has time attack and versus and fuck you. Those are the 3 modes.
Oh.
So
but I don't want to get fucked.
Too bad. Falcon is on his way.
Oh no.
But yeah, so we need to record that sometime because I got it earlier today and I looked at the roster and the roster is surprising when it comes to KOF, and there's also a guest character.
What?
Yeah.
Is it Yoda?
No, Verse. But I will not tell you.
How do you get worse than Yoda?
I will not tell you who it is though because we need that on recording. Like, you need to see him with your eyes because you will not believe it.
My God. They actually got Kermit the Frog.
Yes. He has an evil set.
I don't know who that is.
I think Kermit has a move where he grabs someone by their face and then runs into the wall and slams them into the wall and it explodes.
Now you may be asking,
That just sounds
what
like normal Kermit.
explodes?
That just sounds like normal Kermit stuff. That's not a surprise to me.
I remember that episode.
Yeah.
He did that to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I forgot to say Gonzo was never the same after it.
I thought you were going to say Gorgonzola.
From Chowder. But yeah, so Maximum Impact arcade mode. I want to do more arcade mode runs just because I think they're fun. But the once I've tried doing one after that, playing Third Strike, and then it turned out that I don't remember how to play Third Strike because the Street Fighter 6 Aguma muscle memory has already engraved itself deep within me, and I do not know how to demon flip anymore. Oh no.
Yeah. Well, the input changes in every game.
Well, yeah, but before 6. Well, okay, you know, between Third Strike and 6, the input was normalized as Shoryuken. So, for all intents and purposes, I should still default to Shoryuken. I just don't, because the Hadouken input is so much smoother.
It really is.
And, like, you know, just think about the fact that this used to be a Tiger Knee.
Yep.
But yeah.
Fighting games were dumb.
But yeah, so that. And then also I will be starting a playthrough of a visual novel that I bought called Perfect Apocalypse. Now, let me spell it out because I don't think I can properly convey the way that it is spelled. PURRFECT Wait. APAWCALYPSE.
What'd you call me?
UGLY. You ain't got no alibi.
Oh, I don't though. God damn it.
I don't even know where that song came from. I just remember seeing it in Flash animations. And I have never forgotten. And the thing is, around that time, that song was used in Flash animations. There was also a song that sounded the same, but they didn't have those lyrics. Which is like the biggest mix-up in the world.
Nah.
But yeah. So, it's a game, or it's a series that I got for $50. The entire series. And I bought it because I looked at the picture and I went, okay, so this will be like very bad and very funny, or I will actually end up really liking it. And it was the latter. I thought it was a fucking dating sim, and it's not. It's a murder mystery. But every part of the Steam page makes it seem like it's a dating sim.
I could see how the two would be confused.
But yeah, that was a nice surprise. But yeah, you'll see. Because it was made by two people, genuinely two people. It does not have voice acting, so I did the voice acting myself, and I make noises that I don't think anyone in this call thought I could make. But also, the deeper, because I've already played through the entire series. Spoilers, I guess. It's running next to Kingdom Hearts until October, but you know. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, some of the characters' voices don't really get good at the end of the first game. It's only like in the middle of the second game that I start to get a hang of some of them. So you know, some things will change during the playthrough. But yeah, that's about it. I also have another video recorded that I didn't have time to edit yet because it's 13 gigabytes and I don't have the hard drive space to move that around easily. So yeah, I think that's it.
All right.
Savio?
Yeah. Give me a second. I was handed some fried mushrooms.
Unbelievable.
The funny thing there, Pink, is Discord cut it off so that all I heard was believable. I accept this possibility.
This was a logical outcome.
Sir, I believe you are telling the truth. All right, so this week it's going to be some intermixture of Phasmophobia, Street Fighter 6, and Vermintide 2. Expect these patterns to keep. Now, on the group channel, I am currently pulling it up and trying to talk and swallow at the same time because there's a little bit of batter just going around in my mouth. Hang on. Okay. Holy Christ, that's a lot of Payday 2.
And that's still not all of the Payday 2 that we have uploaded, by the way. It's just all that I've scheduled. Without names.
Ah! All right. June 3rd. Payday 2K24 GM Mode Week 8. Titled Putting the Butt in Headbutt. I think Tony Storm did a spot like that at the recent AEW show.
Believe it.
June 4th. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, Part 8. June 5th. Payday 2, Part 13. June 7th. Street Fighter 6, Part 14. Where the thumbnail is Zangief looking very frightened while Akuma is putting on his best big stupid smile.
Nice.
And lastly, on June 8th, Phasmophobia Part 9, titled Imagine Being the Guy That Hurricane Rana Dave Chappelle. I don't remember what conversation that was, but I am nonetheless amused.
I do. I'm still waiting for the time. What the fuck was it? Oh, I feel like there was a time during Phasmophobia that still hasn't come out. I don't know if I even recorded it. I don't think I did. But there was a time where we were talking about I don't know how or what, but it just ended up being with the bit of me being like a porn actor or something like that, or porn artist, but still.
Pornographer.
No, not a pornographer. Although I think Mike might have misunderstood. I mean, I meant someone who draws like porn images.
Well, in fairness to Mike, confusion is his typical state.
Yeah. But yeah, and we also have a short coming out. I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't show those on the main thing anymore. You need to switch over to the shorts tab.
Oh, well, that was nice of them.
Yeah.
Fucking dicks. But nonetheless, pretty cool week. And speaking of cool, well, I got nothing. There's nothing cool here. But the closest thing to cool here is pink.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was I trying to transition to?
That's a good question.
The topic, I think.
Oh, how was I linking this topic to pink?
That's a good question. In fact, I would prefer you link it to either you or Addy first, because I have not thought of any answer for our question of the week.
All right. What's a licensed game that's just kind of mid, if not outright bad, as a game, but it's got such a tremendous respect or love for the license that you enjoy the game quite a bit anyways. And if you'll permit me to throw out a few answers first to give you guys time to think.
Yeah.
It popped into mind because I've been playing Gotham Knights the last week. And that game is, in many ways, painfully mid. The Assassin's Creed Origins effect happened. They made it an RPG for no real good reason. And it has some pretty bad knock-on effects. And there's a lot of nonsense surrounding that. And they also wanted to force in multiplayer. So every character has some abilities that are more or less useless outside of single player, or rather in single player. And, it's just, but this game is a game that allows you to play as the Bat family with no Batman. It's Gotham with no Batman, which I'm pretty sure is Pink's ideal version of Gotham. And there's a lot of love letters to the lore. It's very Well, it's not put in the proper DC universe, but there's a lot of love shown to it. And even when they go outside of the boundaries, it's still a boundary. It's still doing it in a way that's still fun in relation to the source. For example, the version of Harley Quinn here, it's not voiced by Tara Strong. As a matter of fact, the Harley voice, she's still pretty high pitched, still pretty New York. But she's not as insanely high-pitched as Tara Strong. So in order to adjust for that, they have sometimes where Harley just dicking around will grab a balloon, untie it, and inhale the helium from it. And they actually have the voice actress inhale helium, and that's the way that the Harley does the voice. I find that really amusing. That's a funny way to think about it. It's been said before in the comics that, Harley's a fake blonde and all that. So it makes sense to have Harley faking some of her stuff to look cutesy,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. And it's neat that you can patrol Gotham as Red Hood, as Nightwing, as Robin, as Batgirl. And it's not Arkham Knight Arkham, where it's just insane, only convicts running around the streets. And everything's a little bit washed out. It's a colorful Gotham, but it's got the Gothic architecture right next to the modern architecture, making for a very fucked up look that I like that fits Gotham. And there's people walking around on the streets. And for whatever reason, the game doesn't do the Spider-Man thing of making it where you can't hit them, and if you try, Spider-Man just does something funny. No, you can just hit them.
Nah.
I have saved civilians as Red Hood. And then as the civilian is thanking me for saving their life, I then pull my gun out and shoot them in the dick.
Nice.
And they play the "ow, I've been hit" animation, and then panic and run off into the night going, I gotta get out of here. There's different gangs you can fight, and if you fight the gangs, you collect evidence and you can figure out more crimes they're doing. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff here that's feels like a love letter to the idea of actually playing, the midnight vigilante type of hero that the Bat family should be. But my God, the combat just feels kind of mid as the core of the gameplay. And every one of the characters except Batgirl, their main. Actually, I've not unlocked Nightwing's method of transportation yet. But Red Hood and Robin's methods of transportation feel pretty bad. But the game lives up to the license. Every licensed game wants to make the fantasy playable of its setting, right?
Yeah.
And it does that really well in parts. It reminds me kind of Mad Max, the Mad Max game from fucking nearly a decade ago, which was not a bad game. I think that even without the Mad Max license, that game was solid. But it wasn't anything special. But nonetheless, it was a delight to play. Addy, you played that Mad Max game, right?
Yes, I did.
And that game was a delight to play because it was unambiguously a motherfucking Mad Max game.
The thing
of driving around the desert in a goddamn scrap heap jalopy, getting into car chases with big oil rigs and shooting other cars in the gas tank and watching them explode as fucking half-naked, greased-up, painted men shout weird shit about Valhalla at you.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing about the best Mad Max game, though, and I think it says something I really enjoyed that game. I have never seen Mad Max.
The Mad Max world is just very charming. It's, the Mad Max, of course, was one of the major ingredients for Fallout, which is another world that all three of us love.
Yeah.
And which is funny because Mad Max is all about cars, and Fallout has no cars.
Yeah.
I mean, Mad Max has, so in some way, has influenced a lot of things that I like, because Mad Max, as far as I understand, influenced Fist of the North Star, which influenced JoJo. So,
well, I mean, Kentro only wears the fucking Max attire.
Yeah.
Just straight up Max's outfit, straight ripped. It's hilarious.
And I remembered something else, but I forget what it was. Shit. But yeah, either which way, like I'm aware of Mad Max through other people liking Mad Max, but I have never seen it. So.
Yeah. Fury Road is fucking excellent. If you ever get the opportunity, I need to at some point go back and see the Mel Gibson Mad Maxes, because I hear that at least Road Warrior is supposed to also be fucking excellent. But yeah, that's if you're a person who's easily bored by movies, Fury Road is a good one to check, because that's not a movie with a slow moment in it.
No.
That is a movie that is pretty well frame one. They are smacking a big green go button.
I hope that they do a follow-up on that, which they won't, because they released Furiosa. But, imagine a Mad Max movie where they just go full avant-garde with it. Like, we have taken a look at the traditional narrative structure, and we said, no, we are doing an action movie version of Persona.
What?
Like, just, the scenes in the movie are just loosely tied together, so it's like you see a fight scene, and then the fight scene seems close to its end. Hard cut to like a guy burning. Why is a guy burning now? I don't know. You'll figure it out.
Asshole.
Yeah. Stuff like that. I like I think it could work with the tone of Mad Max, just judging from the game. And I think it would be really, really funny if they made an artsy action movie like that, where it actually, like, you can still tell that it's an action movie. It's an action adventure movie, but at the same time, it doesn't have like, not only is the narrative structure not linear, it's completely fragmented. What the fuck is the meaning of any of this? I don't know. Punch.
I'm trying to remember. There was... What TV show or movie was it where the guy, when asked to describe the movie or TV show he made... No, it was when somebody asked, Pink, who's the asshole that wrote Next Wave? The comic.
I don't recall. I don't even know what Next Wave is at the moment.
Yeah, so Next Wave was a very insane comedic comic that Marvel released at one point, starring a team of largely forgotten jabronis like Monica Rambeau and Machine Man and Elsa Bloodstone, that wound up more or less kind of bringing each of those characters back into the limelight, at least for comic geeks. But at one point, someone asked that writer, or that writer with a T, not writer, that writer, what the essence of the comic was. And you know what? Let me pull up the exact quote. I don't think my memory can do it justice. Let me pull up the exact quote here, because I loved it. I loved the quotation. Yeah, Warren Ellis, when asked to describe Next Wave.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, Warren Ellis, good. That old chap. Warren Ellis described it as, it's an absolute distillation of the superhero genre. No plot lines, characters, emotions, nothing whatsoever. It's people posing in the street for no good reason. It is people getting kicked and then exploding. It is a pure... It is a pure comic book, and I'll fight anyone who says otherwise. And afterwards, they will explode.
You know what? Based.
I love refining it down to simply the phrase, it is people getting kicked and then exploding.
Yeah.
That is pretty great.
Like, that's a fucking Aqua Teen bit. Especially if the explosion is delayed by a second or two.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I could hear Pink a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
When Pink said it is a pretty great bit there, I could hear in his voice a little bit of that tinge of that Onion headline. Horrible news. The worst person you know just made a good point.
Yeah. Like you see, like you could streamline this even more a bit. What if people posing the street for no reason and then cut to explosion?
Yeah, what if people post on the street for no reason and then explode?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a few superheroes that actually just do that. Wasn't there like an old Uncle Sam and the Freedom Force or whatever had a dude, the human bomb, whose power was just exploding?
Oh, I'm sure there was.
Okay, he's a good one because he explodes several times.
The weirdest bit about the human bomb is that every time he appears, he has a different look, a different name, and he only explodes once.
Well, I was just about to say, human bomb, though, in fairness, he survives blowing up. There was that one mutant in the X-Men who had the power. They figured out, okay, son, you have the power to explode once.
Did they ever follow up on any of that?
I'm pretty sure he did eventually explode. It was, of course,
I would expect that's the end goal, but I don't recall ever hearing anything about that. I always hear about the bit of there's a guy who can explode once, never hear anything afterward.
Yeah, he's kind of one of those little fringe X-Men that people remember just for their powers, like him and Forget-Me-Not. And then
it's Forget-Me-Not, just Chuck Palumbo's fucking superhero identity.
This character wishes he looked like Chuck Palumbo. They intentionally made him look like the biggest schlub ever, which in fairness fits for the gimmick. Forget-Me-Not was a very schlubby guy whose mutant power was legitimately, as soon as you looked away from him, you entirely forgot he existed. As soon as if a camera saw him but then pointed away from him, all the footage that had him in it is erased. And it just keeps going. And the only person who could remember him was Professor X, because Professor X had to go inside his own brain and deliberately implant a thing of don't forget me not. And the guy was just super depressed all the time because nobody ever remembered him.
Don't forget me not. Why did they call it?
Yeah.
Why did they call it oven if you have oven the hot food got cold?
Yeah.
Every time Charles Xavier sees this man, he hears these words.
Yeah. For a second, he's just like, who the fuck? Oh, right! Oven, out, hot, cold, eat the food. The guy, Forget-Me-Not, was just like, Professor, are you okay? You having a stroke?
Call of ambulance.
Call an Xavierlance. Now I'm just thinking of the picture I saw on Twitter earlier today of Goku and Addy. You may find this a bit more enjoyable. Goku and Vegeta, making a fist bump as they're about to take on the entirety of the Marvel Comics roster. Then it just abruptly cuts to Goku and Vegeta making out, and then Iron Man says, "Good work, Xavier." Then it cuts to Xavier saying, "Good work for what, Tony? I didn't do anything."
Yeah, I've seen those with Persona 2, where it's like fucking Akechi and Ren teaming up against the Persona 3 cast. Mitsuru casts Marin Karin, it misses, they kiss anyway.
Oh, good shit. All right. The fuck were we talking about?
Games that are very
gay.
Yes, games that are very gay.
Next time,
Street Fighter.
Yeah. Look, hey, that fucking arcade ending where Luke and Jamie bump into each other and just start.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say that arcade ending where Luke and Jamie kiss.
I have seen several art pieces on Twitter where they do in fact depict that as being what Luke and Jamie do when they run into each other. Yes. Like, it's gotten to the point. Do you know the times when it gets so bad with people posting fucking gay or lesbian art of two characters that you almost that it works its way into your subconscious and you forget the characters aren't a gay couple?
Yeah, I mean the thing is that with that though is if memory serves, I don't know if Alex Lee has had the voice actor of Jamie on stream yet, but he has pretty much said that to him it's canon. Like obviously he doesn't speak for Capcom, but still.
I'm remembering now, like 8 years ago. No, I remember what it was. Soon at one point was talking to me about Overwatch and he was saying, I don't get. I think what it was he asked something about Widowmaker lore, and I was like, oh yeah, the whole thing of she killed her ex-husband or whatever. And Soon just very like genuinely asked, wait, Widowmaker's not gay? And I said, no. So it was like, why do people always make her and Tracer bang in art? And I had to say, because it's hot, dude. That's the only answer. They do not actually bang in the lore.
We don't know that yet.
Well, in fairness, I'm sure that the next Blizzard controversy, they'll retcon Widowmaker into being gay. But nonetheless.
If they haven't already. But yeah, I'm also just imagining, like, fucking, because, you know, it has become an actual tradition, like an internet tradition, that every time, well, every year, I think it started last year or so, that the Akuma with the pride flag on his back, instead of having kanji.
Yeah.
In response to the Pride Month demon thing. And you know, like, it's one of those things where like Capcom have their ears to the ground with the memes and shit. I'm imagining a world where I turn on Street Fighter 6 and it pops up the news tab and it just says Akuma is gay. And that's it.
That's the way they announce it. They don't put it on Twitter or anything like that. It's just simply a game announcement in big letters. Akuma gay.
Yeah. Like they won't confirm Zangief. Even though everyone already knows. But Akuma, you know it.
Yeah, I saw for Geef's birthday, they released a piece of art that's just simply Armika wearing even less clothes than usual, bringing a birthday cake, and Geef's like, no!
Yeah.
It cannot be!
Mika went to Geef's with her tech partner, and Geef started doing the Smithers.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual topic was game adaptations where they're really true to the thing they're adapting.
Gay adaptations?
Yes. So let's talk
there
about
we go.
Hamilton.
There's our tradition. Shit. All right. So, yeah, did either of you have answers?
I mean, the first one that came to my mind immediately was Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Now, my opinion of the game, however, is a bit skewed because I played through the Lord of the Rings PS2 games before I watched the movies, and then while watching the movies, I just went, oh, hey, they made this in the game.
Marth debuted in Smash.
Yes. You know, Terry Bogard from Smash.
Yeah.
Or what was, because there was a worse one that I saw, but what was it? Oh, right. The one I saw was Super Mario from the Super Smash Bros. Series.
Yeah. I feel like that's along the same lines of the, like, you know, prehistoric gamer memes.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, though. This wasn't ironic.
Oh.
This was genuine. Because it was one of those bot accounts, and someone set up a bot on Twitter to post random characters from media and then announce that they're like transphobic or something like that. And the reason I saw this is because Super Mario gimmick account replied to this thing saying Super Mario from the Super Smash Bros. Series is transphobic. The Super Mario gimmick account replied, "No, I'm not."
Could you imagine if you simply responded, "No, you"?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the Super Mario gimmick account should have responded with the cutscene from the CDI games
No.
and the shitty background music for like 2 notes. Because the thing with that no as well though is that it's such a like, no, shut the fuck up. What are you even on about? Like,
Yeah.
it would have fit perfectly.
It's the opposite of the so and such is trans accounts, right?
Yeah.
People are weird.
Yeah, there's been weird shit all around. Like, apparently people are like just all across the entire thing. Because there's those accounts. There's the your favorite trends or whatever. Those accounts. Apparently, the current thing is that some people are freaking out about ace people being at Pride events, but the Pride event in question was a concert that wasn't Pride themed.
Yeah.
So. And also, never mind that these people are LGBT, but you know.
I was about to ask.
We
all know.
All right.
We all know that the A in LGBTQIA plus stands for aerodactyl.
Aerodynamic.
Finally, the flag for me.
But yeah. So yeah, Lord of the Rings. That's where I was.
How gay is Lord of the Rings?
Very. Have you seen Gandalf?
That's true. People always say that shit about Frodo and Sam.
I mean, he loved Saruman so much, he started looking like him. Same fit. It's been 10 years since I saw those movies. I don't fucking know. But yeah. Yeah?
No, I was just coughing. All right. So anyways, the games. Yes, Return of the King game.
Yes. It was very good. It was the better of the. I played the Two Towers and the Return of the King. The Return of the King was better. It had.
Well, Return of the King had more player characters, didn't it?
Yes, it even had unlockable characters like Pimpin.
Yeah, it had all 9 of the Fellowship, and didn't it have Faramir as well?
Yes.
Did it have Eowyn? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I don't think so. And one of the player characters was Gollum, if memory serves, that you could unlock.
Oh, yeah. What are the Gollum combos?
Yeah.
Who else did they have? Because Faramir wasn't in the Fellowship, but I do remember him being one of the unlockable characters in the demo when I had the demo disc. But it's weird to have Faramir and not Eowyn.
Let's see if I can remember, because they had Sam, Frodo, Gandalf, Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn, Faramir, Boromir.
They had Boromir. They had all the Fellowship. I remember that. So that's also Merry and Pippin.
Oh yeah, Merry and Pippin.
Yeah.
I will never call him Pippin.
I don't even know how they differentiate them in gameplay. I guess put one of them in the Rohan armor.
They didn't.
Oh.
Merry and Pippin are, if memory serves, like just Frodo's body with different heads.
Ha!
They have different colored jackets, I think, but still.
That's fucking racist.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, to be fair, but Faramir and Boromir are also just Aragorn in different colored jackets. and then
Yeah,
different heads.
Yeah.
And then let's see.
I mean, they are all
yeah.
rangers, in fairness.
Yeah. And of course, who could forget the best trio of playable characters in the Return of the King, Grand of the Grey and Grand of the White, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight.
Yeah.
I can continue. I won't, but I could.
Doc Ock, The Rock, and
Hulk Hogan.
Jam by the Genie.
Yeah,
Jambi, whatever.
Yeah, it's the Black Knight. Wow, I remember the next line, but I don't anymore.
Didn't that guy go on? Isn't that Neil Cicerega
Yes,
now?
That is Neil Cicerega, yes.
It makes sense, but still, it's funny to think about.
Neil Cicerega did everything. He did Brody Quest or whatever it was called. He did Ultimate Showdown. He did Severus Snape. The Potter Puppet Pals or whatever it was called.
Oh, he did Potter Puppet Pals?
Yes.
Okay, so Neil Cicerega is just one of the old gods of the internet, I see.
Yes.
Weird how some of them have just stuck around through the ages and some of them have just died.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Fuck, even Rooster Teeth is gone now.
I mean, on one hand, I understand that you really like them. On the other hand, considering all of the things that I've got to know them for, I can't help but say rest in peace. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, I don't like I don't really care for main Rooster Teeth outside of a few like their podcast bits that I saw animated. I've never watched a full Rooster Teeth podcast in my life because why would I? My understanding is the lion's share of their podcast at a point was just them bitching about their Tesla not having enough features, which, you know, who cares? Who wants to watch that, right?
yeah.
But I did like, you know, Achievement Hunter, who was attached to them, and so far as I know, the only Achievement Hunter that was a piece of shit was Ryan. So far as I know,
Yeah.
knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock on Ryan's skull.
Yeah, the only the only Rooster Teeth thing, the only two Rooster Teeth groups that I cared for were Cow Chop, which dissolved immediately, and
Yeah.
the old Inside Gaming group, which became Funhouse.
Yeah. And technically Wooly and Pat were made part of Rooster Teeth. That's right.
Oh yeah, they were.
They just never acted like it. They didn't ever say it as such because they didn't. It was pretty well just cover our legal fees and we'll give you a share of the cash, I guess.
Yeah, I mean as far as I understand, the team up between Castle Super Beast and Rooster Teeth is and was that they help distribute the podcast and they make merch. And they helped distribute the podcast and they made one line of merch. And that was it.
Yeah. One of these days, I need to get around to watching. I watched 1 or 2 parts of the Creatures Reunion Minecraft series. One of these days, I'm going to get around to watching the rest of it because it was actually pretty good. The issue was I watched that first part from Dan's perspective, which was a mistake because Dan, I guess, streamed it, so he just kept cutting every 10 minutes. He was stopping to just read off donations, which, yeah, I'm not a fan of the stream format already for a variety of reasons. I'm not going to watch a video where they stop to list off donations. Sorry.
Yeah.
I love you, Dan. I love that you're getting paid, but no.
But do you not like watching GDQ and then in the middle of a run, they just stand up and someone reads that like, "My grandma is dead. Here's $20."
Yep, I always skip that shit.
Because, you know, when you're watching someone speedrun Super Mario 64, that's what you want to hear.
Yeah, you don't?
I mean, it's the only reason I tune in. I keep trying to send them the voice clip of Joel. And I keep spending hundreds of dollars and they never read it out. They never played a sound clip of Joel from Vincent saying, "Grandma has died."
I love the idea that the phrase just simply, I keep sending them hundreds of dollars. There's just something inherently amusing about it to me. All right, Pank, have you got one now? A licensed game that it's mid, if not bad, but you love it because of the faithfulness to the license or respect for the license, or you know what I mean.
I understand the question, but I struggle to come up with an answer still. I could piggyback off your Arkham whatever answer and say Ultimate Alliance 3. Honestly, not a great game. Kind of mid. If it were
better than 2.
It's better than 2. I agree with that. But to me, if that game had come out and like as an original IP, not a licensed Marvel product, I don't think that the criticisms toward it would have been as lenient as they were. There's a lot of fun to be had in the game, but it's very basic. It doesn't have a lot of replayability. It doesn't have a lot of unique replayability in the same way that the original 2 did. And let's be honest, the original 2, not super in-depth either, but they were... I think the fact that they were a bit more basic actually lends toward the replayability rather than Ultimate Alliance 3, which has a very... I don't know what the proper words here, but it has a very stagnant and stabilized main quest line.
Yeah.
That when you play through it again with the whole roster, it feels awkward because you're quote unquote unlocking characters that you already have that are very essential to the main quest line, and it doesn't make a lot of logical in-story sense.
Whenever I play through a game again, I just skip over all the story stuff.
I try to, but again, so many of those bosses in Ultimate Alliance 3 are directly tied to the story.
Yeah.
And that is not the case with the first 2.
Yeah. Well, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 still has the stuff where it's like, okay, beat Venom to unlock Venom, beat Goblin to unlock Goblin.
That's
Which
true.
can be awkward if Goblin is in the party.
Well, that one's
one of these days I need to get around to... One of these days I need to get around to finishing Ultimate Alliance 3 myself, because when I played through it, I was playing through it with my family, who I love dearly, but there's a point in Ultimate Alliance 3 where the Team Ninja-ness kicks in.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Level.
Yeah, well...
Ninja, I hate those goons.
There's a definite point where the difficulty picks up pretty intensely, and we were able to make it really far, all things considered, but around the time they were getting to, like, Thanos banishes you with the Space Stone to fucking floating asteroids world, that's when it started to get to be that we really, my family couldn't keep up, and it started to be like, yeah, I'll come back to this in single player someday, and I just need to get around to it. We just got Elsa Bloodstone, and she dual wields rifles. It's stupid. I love it. Well, I suppose that then we've got. I'm kind of shocked that you didn't have any more comic book games in you.
Oh, how many comic book games are mid?
Well, did you ever play Ultimate Spider-Man?
I did. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, but Spider-Man felt like ass, didn't he?
It's hard to say because it's like, do I judge it based on for the time or for the now?
Yeah, but it came out after Spider-Man 2 and not long before, like, Web of Shadows.
Spider-Man 2 or Web of Shadows.
Yeah, but still, it was between 2 much better Spider-Man games.
How would I know that if I never played the other 2?
Fuck you. I mean, come on. You're telling me as a kid you weren't like, every time you had to play Spider-Man, you weren't like, yeah, but I want to play as Venom.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Now, you know what's one I'd love to go back as an adult now and see, like, oh, I thought this game was cool as a kid, but it actually fucking sucks balls. Spider-Man Friend or Foe?
Oh, that one's great. It's not...
Is that...
Yeah?
Because that one I remember fondly as a kid being like, oh, man, who's Prowler? Oh, he's the coolest.
See, when I played through that, I have a copy of it on the shelf, by the way, next to me. But yeah, my thing was usually I played it with my parents just so that I could play as a second player character because I didn't like playing as Spider-Man that much. It's not even.
Oh, you weren't allowed to by default on that version?
No.
Really? I could swear I remember playing as Prowler to begin with, and Priel never playing as Spider-Man.
You know, in the PS2 version, you're always Spider-Man, and then you also have a second character that you can switch to, but only if there's 2 players.
You know, I'm willing to bet I played the fucking Wii version.
Ah.
Yeah. That would have been the time period.
But yeah, so
hey kids, it's healthy.
Yeah. But yeah, so on the PS2 version, you had to one of you had to be Spider-Man, and Spider-Man there wasn't anything wrong with Spider-Man. You also just got bored of him after like 4 levels straight of playing Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
And like a level takes an hour. So yeah, I usually played with the other characters, and I remember unlocking Blade once you go to Transylvania and going, why does he look like that? Because he didn't have he have the trench coat. He just had technical gear on.
Yeah, they couldn't fucking render the trench coat.
And like otherwise, there wasn't anything particularly wrong with him, but you know, it looked weird that he just had the tactical gear on for no reason.
Yeah.
And then that's also where I learned of Iron Fist, because he had good combos.
Yeah.
And do you remember what the secret unlockable character was for finishing the game 100%?
No, I never did.
It's Reed Richards.
No.
Oh.
Spider-Man 3 movie goblin. Fucking Harry, tactical goblin.
Oh, right, no. It was Harry! Oh, yeah!
That's awful! That's a terrible reward!
And here's the thing. Green Goblin, regular Green Goblin, is playable in the game normally. And if you unlock tactical Goblin, he plays the exact same way. It's just Harry.
Yeah! Because at the time it was like...
How could it even be?
At that time, it was just like, yeah, hey, kids, you know what's the coolest? Spider-Man 3. Of course, now Generation Z is getting old enough that they're like, yeah, just Spider-Man 3 is the coolest. And everyone who was there for Spider-Man 3 at the time was going, no.
Disgusting.
It's like when you see the fucking Generation Z, like, okay, I can accept the lionizing of Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. I mean, Attack of the Clones has those fucking rancid romantic scenes, but at the very least, the Battle of Geonosis is sick, so, you know, I'll take that. And Revenge of the Sith's got a lot going for it. The shit I will not stand for with Gen Z is them acting like a fucking Phantom Menace is not this drizzling goddamn shits, because that movie is unreasonably boring.
It has Darth Maul. What else do you need?
It does have Darth Maul, yes, and it has a young Obi-Wan who's kind of an asshole. And those are both cool. But it's also got just, I don't know, I guess, the pod racing, economic politics.
Watto?
Yeah, Watto.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Uncomfortable, questionable Jewish stereotypes?
See, the thing is, I don't know how widely this is a thing on the internet, but I've seen enough of it to think that it might be somewhat widespread. There is a genuine fandom around Varo popping up. Like
What?
It started out ironically, but now it's becoming a thing of like people actually genuinely like Varo as a character.
For what?
He's funny. That's it.
Good point. Counterpoint. Fuck you.
But yeah, like people just like people latched onto the Varo is a shit merchant joke.
He's a lot of things, I guess.
Yeah. And whenever I see Varo, it's usually just like, you know, he's in like somewhere where he shouldn't be, trying to sell something badly, or something along those lines.
That's actually better than what I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say like Thanos style. It's memes of putting him in like a suit. And he's hustling for the grind.
Oh no, that would also be funny, but no.
One of my favorite stupid pictures ever is that picture that's like very obviously the GTA Online Corporation's promo art, but they replaced the generic player character CEO with Thanos. And it's titled Avengers Infinity War if Thanos worked on his grind set or whatever.
Oh yeah, no.
I love the internet. I hate the internet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Spotify has recently been suggesting me two separate people. These are two separate bands. Both of them make SpongeBob music, but not music that could be in SpongeBob. It's either AI or people doing impressions. I think in one of those cases it's obviously AI, and in the other one it might be an impressionist. But one of them is a SpongeBob themed metal band where the singer is Plankton. And the
Of
other
course. Who else would sing?
And the other one is everyone else doing gangster rap. And yeah. Like I thought about finding those and posting one of them, because every time I can't help but listen to the whole thing because I'm just appalled. Like,
You should be.
like it genuinely is the thing, the thing of the car crash that you can't look away from, because it's fucking, it's SpongeBob and Squidward and Patrick doing Wu-Tang bars. Well, it's not actually Wu-Tang bars, because that would imply that it's good, but you know, like it's that sort of get up where they're putting the flow together and fucking giving each other the words and stuff like that. I haven't heard any of the songs. None of the songs they go into like full on Beastie Boys, just finish each other's sentences, but it gets close. And like one of them was just like I forget what the fuck it was about, but like they even had Gary rap.
Meow, 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 meow,
Yes.
meow. What?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes. It was like the chorus was Mr. Krabs and Gary together doing the chorus, and then everyone got a verse, including Sandy. And it's just like the weirdest shit. And I can tell you,
Internet.
yeah, I can tell you that the Plankton-led metal band is called Boy What, BOI, what. So you know,
Okay, sure.
if someone wants to look them up, then there, I don't know what the SpongeBob gangster rap group is called. I think there's something like Blorbo, but
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
but yeah, it's becoming this thing where, like, you know how Spotify puts together mixes of musical genres that you like, and
How did it get to that, giving that to you?
I don't know, because that's what I was going to say. When I go into the rap mix, it's fucking like, it's Tupac, it's Biggie, it's Wu-Tang, it's Kendrick Lamar, and it's that.
I like how there seems to be just an acceptance that Kendrick, Trap was going on for a minute there, but by now it seems that everyone's agreed. Oh, okay, we're just gonna pretend that the 2010s didn't exist for rap other than Kendrick.
Yeah. I guess it also suggests to me Eminem, but I don't think. For one, I usually skip him. But it's like Encore Era, and Encore Era is bad. But also, but also like I still don't see the through line of Eminem to SpongeBob gangster rap.
Well, that's because you're not up on the true soul of hip hop.
Yes. The true soul of hip hop, of course, being SpongeBob rapping about smoking kelp.
All right.
I need to find one of these and once I do, I'll post it in the random thread so that you can be appalled too.
Share the pain.
Yes.
Uh.
But yeah. I guess that's the podcast.
There you go. What's the best licensed game that's mid? SpongeBob singing rap.
I mean, that isn't even the first time I've heard of this. It's just the first time that it's actually like, you know, because once again, I'm pretty sure it's AI, the rap group at least. This is the first time that I've actually heard like people believably sounding like SpongeBob. But there's a German rapper whose gimmick is also that he is SpongeBob and raps as if he's SpongeBob. I've heard of him before.
Do these people need help?
Perhaps.
Does humanity need help?
Yes. Which, by the way, oh yeah, I forgot to note, the German rapper raps in English, mostly. But you know...
Does Germany need help?
Yes, badly. I can't wait for Nickelodeon for the like 40th anniversary of SpongeBob to release the recordings of Boat License or whatever it was called, the one where SpongeBob and Patrick and everyone else swears. Release the recordings of those, but remixed into a rap. So anyway, yeah. Bye, I guess.
Pink, what do you think of all this?
I have no comment or comprehension for that matter.
No comment implies that you don't want people to know what you really think.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm actually a big fan of SpongeBob doing gangster rap. I feel
two things that I'm very familiar with and love dearly.
I love that shit, yo. All right.
I've already said bye.
Oh, you have.